For my final project, I will be examining two separate physical education dissertations. The first one is based on the enrollment of grade 10 males in high school, and the second is the effects of single gender classes and how it affects the fitness test performances. Both dissertations were very well organized, beginning with the table of contents that clearly defined each chapter, its titles and subtitles, references, and ending with the appendixes. In the first dissertation, the core research questions were as followed. What are the experiences of male high school students with regard to physical education 10? Question number 2. What are the reasons that male high school students enroll in physical education? And the third question, what are the reasons that male high school students do not enroll in physical education? In my second dissertation, the research questions are as follows. How does single gender grouping affect student performance on the components of the FitnessGram physical fitness assessment? And the second question is, how does single gender grouping affect attitudes in the education environment? The researcher adopted a constructivist mode of inquiry for this qualitative research. Researchers went into great detail to define key concepts such as health behaviors, well being, inclusion, observations, perceptions, physical activity, and many more. The researchers offer their theoretical orientation based on numerous lit reviews and offer their hypothesis. For dissertation 2, the academic concepts and theories lie within the parameters of the project as an entity. And researchers in this part have defined a lot of the key terms in this quantitative research project. They go into detail about the fitness gram, gender grouping, the definition of the Physical Education Act, and many of the relevant fitness tests that you'll find within the project. Based on their very heavy lit review, researchers offer a variety of hypotheses while identifying the independent and dependent variables that may affect possible outcomes. This case study used multiple source select for data collection. Once permission was received from participants, researchers structured semi-structured focus groups and interviewed the respondents. These focus group interviews were recorded and transcripts are provided in the dissertation. Question sheets were given to participants throughout the process. In Dissertation 2, in order to protect student confidentiality, the physical education teachers returned the completed surveys and fitness assessment results to the researcher only. Prior to the study, the researcher held meetings with the physical education teachers at the school where the research was conducted. Baseline data on the FitnessGram assessment was collected from participants prior to the formation of experimental and control groups. A sample of the FitnessGram score sheet can be found in the appendixes. At the end of 4 weeks, participants were reassigned to do the post test FitnessGram assessment. These test results were recorded by hand by the instructions and later transcribed into electronic data to be placed into a statistical and analysis program called ANCOVA, which measured the physical performances by students. Within 2 days of completing the FitnessGram post test, students were placed back into their experimental groups to anonymously complete physical fitness attitudinal scale. This scale was given as a post test only, and results were transcribed into electronic data to be placed in a statistical analysis program called MANOVA. For dissertation number 1, there's a whole section on the methodology that's divided in different sections, such as the methods, the participants in data collection, data analysis and interpretation, ethical considerations. Also, this qualitative Methodology is it's a research that is concerned with describing and understanding human interactions and lived experiences. In dissertation 2, the methodology is much more organized and detailed, divided into an introduction with the purpose and the methods, a design where it talks about the control group, the pre-test, the post-test design, the questions and hypothesis, the participants, so the grade sixes, the setting where we have a table to define all the demographics. We have background to all the fitness tests and procedures. And finally, there's the data analysis, where it defines the statistical tests that were administered. So, a much more in depth methodology in dissertation 2. So, in dissertation 1, the interpretive epistemology allowed researchers to unveil students' experiences through interviews and questionnaires. Where the project included focus groups, it also enabled researchers to better understand their experiences in relation to each other. However, in dissertation 2, students are not given the opportunity to share their experiences in this research project. They are evaluated using specific scales as they are unaware of the experiment. In dissertation 1, all the findings were in text form, including many of the transcripts from the focus groups. In dissertation 2, a lot of the research findings were in text format. However, the results from the ANCOVA and the MANOVA test were given in tables. So a lot of the information were found in table format and in text format. Last but not least, the final question. Aside from one being a quantitative study and the other being a qualitative study, both dissertations were organized in similar ways, with a few exceptions. The table of contents had the same 5 chapters for both, although some subdivisions were a bit different. The methods were not the same, as dissertation 1 focused more on students' opinions and sharing their experiences. However, dissertation 2's research findings was strictly based on the test results of unsuspecting participants. Aside from the structure being very similar, they both have a physical education purpose, which I found very informative and pertinent to my own practice. So I thoroughly enjoyed this experience. Thank you.